Texas A&M is going to Columbia, Missouri. Bo Pribula, unfortunately, suffered an injury. He will not be the starting quarterback for this game. Matt Zollers will be at the helm for the Missouri Tigers this game as 7-point underdogs. I mean, Texas A&M coming off of a bye the week before that, ending Brian Kelly's tenure at LSU with a dominating second half finish over there in Death Valley. I mean, CD, what's the pulse, right, with Matt Zollers and this Missouri offense? And two, what is the pulse with Texas A&M right now? Like, what do they have to do to keep winning football games?
Yeah, I'll start with Zollers here. True freshman. He class 2025. Obviously, he was top 100 kid nationally. He's no slouch. High 4-star kid, top 10 quarterback in the nation according to 247. Gets thrust into a tough spot. He's technically quarterback 3. That's the second season-ending injury from Missouri quarterbacks, and he gets thrown in the game against Vanderbilt. And you know what? Like the stats, it wasn't great, right? 14 of 23, 132 yards, like it wasn't ideal, but the reality was like I thought he was pretty solid, like in what he did and what they asked him to do. It was a tough spot to be thrown into that. They get the bye, you get a chance to reset. You're gonna have to lean on the running game, creative runs, get Kevin Coleman involved in the running game. How about that? That was fun to see. Get him involved in the passing game. You got Manny and Johnson as well there, of course, the tight end. There are weapons to be had for Drinkwitz to cook up with their bye. Wasn't a bye week. Yeah, it was a bye week, right? And
Yep.
then
Both these teams coming off of a bye.
both these teams coming off a bye. Listen, and I hate to say it because I think we're a little bit past that now. But the reality is, A&M's going on the road, and I understand that they're 8-0. I understand that they're having a heck of a season. They really are. I want to be just a little bit of calming. I want to be a little bit of like, okay, let's get the reality here for A&M. Like it's still hard, man. Just because you did it and you won on the road in the SEC doesn't mean it's guaranteed every single time, especially with a spot that like you're in a spot for A&M that you have never been in. Never been in. None of these players, the coaches like at A&M, like it's weird territory to be in. A great problem to have. But I do worry. I do worry about going on the road here and what should be a win for you. What is a 7-point favorite? how, how how do we get there, Matthew?
I mean, I think if you're A&M, right, I mean, just continue to have that balanced attack on offense. Continue to do it, right? Use all of your weapons at running back. I mean, you've seen EJ Smith do it, Ruben Owens. I mean, obviously Amari Daniels has been a guy there for years who stayed in the program. And then Jermaine Morrow, true freshman. I mean, you look at him go, man. He looks incredible. Not to mention also these receivers are really good. And I do think that this Missouri defense is a little bit underappreciated. I think I'd say it's very
Yeah.
underappreciated actually.
Yep.
Like Corey Batoon there has done a very nice job, right? Since the departure of Blake Baker to LSU. Blake Baker gets hired for like $2 million and oh, we're just gonna internally promote a guy that's been in here in our program after losing what like 5 NFL players on that defense when Blake Baker got hired away.
Couple first
I mean,
rounders.
we talked about it before. Like it's like, okay, do we know really how good Blake Baker is? He was an up and coming name. Like, okay, let's see like what this Corey guy's got, and he's been very solid there, particularly this year. I thought their game plan against Vanderbilt was really solid. They had Pavia kind of in a blender. They found a way to get it done against Auburn. Uh, Alabama, Ty Simpson still looked fine, but it wasn't necessarily the dominating offensive production that we've seen from that Bama team before. Like, it's going to be interesting. I think, like, defensively, if you're A&M to win this game, you have to stop the run. That's the most obvious thing of all time. But you've had games, right? Not in recent weeks, but you've had games where you've given up explosive plays on the ground. Okay, against Arkansas, right? Some of those came Mike Washington. A lot of those came, Taylor Green on the ground as well. Notre Dame, you gave up some explosives plays on the run game, but so a lot of those explosive plays that you gave up were early in the season, and you've done a lot to correct that. You've got like really nice defensive effort from your linebackers. Torian York is having a fantastic year. That front seven is doing some nice work. Cassius Howe, obviously the superstar that he is, could definitely be a problem for this Missouri offensive line. But bottom line, you have to stop the run. Balance attack, stop the run. For Missouri to win, you have to run the football, and you have to run the football very effectively. And then defensively, I think creating turnovers and negative plays, which has been difficult because the A&M offensive line has been phenomenal this year, as advertised. It's tough to find a negative play against this Texas A&M team. Marcel Reed, he's done a really nice job for the most part, right, taking care of the football. He's had some aired throws. He's had some bad decisions. He had a bad red zone turnover, I know, against LSU, but like in general, for a young quarterback, he's done fine. So yeah, those are your formulas to win this football game. Now, what is actually going to happen? I'm not sure. Um, as is tradition, when we're picking A&M games, like the Aggies already know at this point this year, and I've picked against them every single week. So guess what? We're going to keep doing that for the Aggies, for our Aggie fans out there. I'll be taking Missouri +7 and Missouri to win the game.
Someone's got to do it, whatever it takes,
Someone has to
right?
do it, whatever it
No,
takes.
listen, I am like a genuine concern here, which is weird because I think 2 weeks ago, as A&M was crushing the hopes and dreams and a lot of other things of LSU, you looked ahead at their schedule and you almost just gloss over Missouri. It's like, let's just get to Texas, right? And you still have a couple of tough games left. And this one, the more and more, the closer and closer we get, I just get a little bit more worried each single time. I want to see A&M's elite offensive line deliver on the road. Like that will be what I'm watching for if this A&M team can actually win a national title. If that offensive line marches into Columbia and gets it done on the ground, protecting Marcel Reed, would be just super, super confident in what they can do in November and December. And when we get there, hopefully in January, yeah, I mean, like you said, Missouri, man, their defensive line, their front seven, they're legit. They got some good pieces there for sure. So that'll be a tough one for A&M, a nice test for them to get going. I don't know if Missouri has like the firepower offensively, unless there's just an abnormal amount of turnovers and special teams plays that just kind of screws A&M. You could see some red zone luck kind of tilt this way towards Missouri. I mean, it's only a 7-point game, so like there's a legit chance Missouri absolutely wins this game and just
Yeah.
outplays A&M for 60 minutes. I have a hard time believing that's going to happen. I'll take A&M, and I'll even take them to cover too. This team feels different, man. They just do it, and they step on your throats. They win second halves. I think a bye week hopefully was a very productive bye week. You talked about Jamori and Morrow a little bit. Like sometimes I think this like middle bye week. I mean, we've had a couple years in a row where we've had 2 bye weeks, so that's a little bit different. But a lot of times after the bye week, like I want to see your true freshmen that you kind of sprinkled in the out of conference, you sprinkle in early in October, and come November, like these guys are ready to play big time plays for you. I think we see some of that with him, and I would love to get him going, especially in time for November and when you really have to run the football against good front sevens that you're going to be playing essentially from here on out.
Yeah, I'll say you mentioned Missouri's front seven. I mean, they have one of the better edge rushing pairs in the SEC. If you just look at, from a pressure per, snap basis, like they're very solid. Trey Zune, the left tackle for Texas A&M, has been remarkable. He's been incredible. If he's eliminating one side, right, and you're Marcel Reed and your right tackle, and you're just able to manage that on the other side, okay, and Colin Klein's done
And
a really nice
Conklin.
job, like helping eliminate some of the stress and the pressures of Marcel Reed. Like Marcel Reed has had some really nice pockets this year. He's also had some really nice rushing lanes. When he drops back to pass, like he's also had a lot of time, like wide receivers that separate too. So like he's never having to get to his third, fourth read if you really think about it and you've watched it. Even though he's done a nice job progressing for the most part, coach's kid, smart guy, super studious and hardworking and all that, and all the adjectives, and warranting his uh, I guess looks at the Heisman Trophy. I understand the conversation that's being had there. I'm gonna say not yet, but this is an awesome game. It will be. It's the premier game in the SEC this week. It is what it is. So if you're watching SEC football this week, it probably won't be on YouTube TV, but you can you definitely should be dialed into this one for sure.